Hello, it is your Global Sparkles here, Australia's happiness coach, and today I want to talk to you about some ignored indicators that are potentially demonstrating to you that your life might actually be a little bit off track. Some examples that I've put in are cravings, low energy, and your ability to find joy in things. And I want to talk about why we dismiss them, right? So, when we look at cravings and we look at eating, we eat because we're hungry. We also eat because we are potentially addicted to certain foods. I know that I've worked through a very, very massive sugar addiction myself. Quite often, when you're eating and when you're eating mindlessly, you're eating to fill a void, an emotional void, a void of feeling like you are lacking somewhere else. So we eat. And obviously, when we're eating poorly, that does impact our energy. But you can eat really, really well and still find that you have low energy. Because if you are lacking in enthusiasm for what you're doing in your day to day and everything feels like a chore and a challenge, of course, that's where, sorry, I'm just checking to see if this is working. Can't see any comments. So if there's comments, I can't read them. Apologies. And so, low energy does show up, not just because we're not eating well. Now, you might find you have the inability to find joy in things, like everything feels like hard work, push, push, push. Now, what I find is when I'm working with people, and this isn't a blanket rule, this is just, some generalizations here. People are eating to fill a void. I know I used to do that. When the energy and the enthusiasm is low, quite often it's because your priorities are out of whack. You're prioritizing everybody else's needs, what everybody else thinks, everybody else believes. Everything external to you is your first priority, and you are not your own first priority, right? So the inner world is reflected in the outer world. So if you don't make yourself number one, nobody else is going to. So it's hard to be enthusiastic and finding joy when everything feels like a drag and there's nothing there that is honoring you. Now, there's the big talk about self-care, self-care, self-care. But what I notice for most people when they first start working with me, self-care is a moment or it's an action here. Like once a week, my self-care, I'll have a bubble bath. But only if nobody else needs me. I've got a really weird feeling about this video not working or there being a problem with the sound. Let me know if there's a problem with the sound. Yeah, hopefully that's working. And then there's that inability to find joy. So this self-care really needs to become a lifestyle choice. It needs to be something that is dedicated, has the intention behind it that you become your own priority before you prioritize everybody else. And parents are going to think I'm crazy, but you need to prioritize yourself over your children. Because if you're setting an example. So if you're not looking after yourself, your kids are going to say, well, mum doesn't look after herself. We don't need to look after her. But then you're setting a precedent and a pattern for them. Now, self-care is not a moment or action here or there. Self-care needs to become your lifestyle. And the reason why we dismiss it in this modern world is because we've been taught that there is honor in sacrifice. If I miss out, if I lack, if I don't have enough and I give everything out to everybody else, I'm demonstrating my love, and there's honor in that. We're taught, well, many of us are taught, that you can't just have. There's got to be struggle to be deserving. You've got to earn it. You've got to be worthy and this, and there's all of this push energy, and it's hard, and there's no ease and grace and lightness in any of that. And so you don't have to struggle to be worthy. You can be worthy because you're worthy, because you're here, because you're a child of God, a child of the universe. You are born, you are living, you are doing your best. You are automatically worthy. So you don't have to have the struggle or the sacrifice. And as human beings, we are conditioned to focus on the negative. We have a bias around that to have, like, to look for the negative, look for the bad. It's one of those things that back in the caves, we had to, like, be very aware and be alert so we didn't get eaten by tigers and bears and monsters and stuff. Hi, Carla. But now you don't need to be focused on the negative. It's going to work better for you to start focusing on the positive. And it probably sounds very light and fluffy to say that, but you need to shift your conditioning around the sacrifice, the struggle, and the negative bias that we have. And the older we get, the more we develop a consequence bias. So if you're feeling like your life is off track and you are craving, you're not eating well, your energy is not good, you're not finding the joy, you're out of alignment. Self-care is not an action here or there. You need to turn self-care into a lifestyle. You need to make sure you're prioritizing yourself. If you are going to eat mindfully and be aware, am I eating to fill a void? Like these things, like, just eating crap, we're on the go, rush, rush, rush. Oh, I'm tired all the time. It's just because I'm so busy. Yeah, you know what? I do a shitty job, like I'll bury myself in Netflix on the weekend and find some external joy. These are indicators that are often dismissed as just being life. But life doesn't have to be this way. You can choose differently. And if these things are showing up for you and you are feeling restless and unhappy, you're out of alignment. You're not connected into your purpose. Start exploring, what is my why? And your why could be to successfully raise your children, which is awesome. So how are you showing up for them? Are you teaching them sacrifice and struggle, or are you teaching them a whole different way of, like, just being worthy because you're here and being allowed? So I'm just using parents as an example because that's the first thing that came to my head. But even for me, like 2018 and 2019, like, I was not in a great place a lot of the time because I chose to just eat mindlessly. I wasn't looking after my health. Self-care was just this thing that I did every now and then, like, oh yeah, I'll go and have a bubble bath every now and then, and that's my self-care. And because I was disrespecting myself, the world was disrespecting me back, right? So the inner is reflected in the outer and vice versa. So be aware of these indicators because they are sending you a message. And if you need help to get into alignment, the doors close on Friday. It's your last chance, the next few days to sign up, because we work on this stuff. Because you can't help but eat better, feel better, show up differently, have better energy, and believe in yourself more when you're doing the right things. So let's have a chat. People have sort of asked, how I've lost weight, blah, blah, blah. Some of the things that I do fasting. I'm a lot more mindful now about my food. I get up every day and I exercise at 6:30 in the morning. I know, I beat the sunrise today. How cool is that? Because self-care is not a single action. It's a daily lifestyle priority, because it all starts in here. So if your life is feeling a little off track and these things are showing up for you, they can change. And I encourage you to be really aware of these things, because you can choose to be happy. You can choose to have purpose in your life. And whatever that purpose is, you are worthy. You are worthy of your happiness and your joy. And that's all I really wanted to say. That's my live for this morning. I had some little post-it notes to keep me on track. Excuse my husky voice. But I see so much online, and I know, having come out of the other side, that this is available for everyone. This is available for all of us. You all can be happier, more on purpose, live your joy. So if you want to get started on it straight away, and you know that being supported by somebody who's walked the path and who can guide you, reach out, because alignment has started this week. I have room for 4 more people, guys or girls, however you identify, like you're welcome to join. But I really want you to be aware of what's happening for you so then you can consciously choose what you desire. Peace out, everyone. I'm out of here. You are worthy. You are loved. You are always supported. If you know somebody who needs to hear this, feel free to tag them or share this with them. And I will be back tomorrow to bring you more live content, because that's how I roll, people. And going over YouTube and finishing off here as well. All right. Let me know your thoughts.